So the people at Sweetwater and Rob Scallon got together and made the world's largest pedal board. What makes the world's biggest pedal board? Well, first, there's 319 pedals, and every single one of them, there's no duplicates. So each one was a different pedal, maybe not a different style of pedal, but there was no duplicate pedals on the pedal board. That is almost double, or actually is double, more than double, the last previous world record. There was 34 pedal boards put together by Temple Boards. There was over 500 feet of guitar cables used by HOSA and EBS, and not one single cable failure. And they said that was a shock. I think it's a shock to think of all those cables, all those little cables, and not one defective cable. The team was made up of Rob and 35 vendors. There was JHS, Wampler, Keeley, Temple. Sweetwater had a team of 10 people for assembly, including the sales engineers, photographers, and videographers. You can even win a pedal board, and I'll put a link down below so you can enter to win one from Sweetwater. And what we're gonna do is unbox and see what they sent. So this is an unboxing video right here. And let's take a look. All right, this is it. So you're gonna see it unfiltered. What is going on? Some paperwork with the brands that are on that made it possible. So I'll take a picture and put that up. Of course, it wouldn't be Sweetwater if you didn't get their giant catalog. Sweetwater, thank you. Although I just got one of these catalogs 2 days ago because I bought a pedal board from Sweetwater 2 days ago. She sent me a shirt, and it is my size. She asked me my size, and she let me even pick out the shirt. Another big thank you to Natalie. Look at that. And I did something I never do. I got a blue shirt. This is the shirt. I want to show it to you because when I picked this out, I was shocked at myself because I always buy a black shirt with some kind of white logo or some kind of logo, and I want to do something different, so I picked up this shirt. I will wear this proudly, Natalie. Thank you so much for that. And now there's this like official Guinness Book of World Records, officially amazing. Okay, this is cool because this is the stuff that you do. Well, like, I don't even know, so I'm like a little scared. What do we got? That's awesome. Certificate of Participation, Philip McKnight. Participated in the following record event. The largest guitar effect pedal board contains 319 pedals, was achieved by Sweetwater Sound and Rob Scallon, both USA and Fort Wayne, Indiana. Officially amazing. So I received for participating, for talking about this, showing you guys this. We're gonna actually help because we're gonna go through and talk about the pedals. What else is in here? A piece of cardboard. Oh, to make sure that didn't get damaged. So, very cool. I got chills, like just now. That was kind of cool. Oh my goodness. I feel like, I don't know how many times, I'm gonna edit out all the oh my goodnesses. Or maybe I'll be a real man and show you guys what a kid I act like. I got candy, lots of candy. I did a video talking about that I'm not a big fan of the Sweetwater candy, and what we learned is that I am a fan of Laffy Taffy and Tootsie Rolls, and so it's Laffy Taffy and Tootsie Rolls. So they're sending me the candy I like now, and a lot of it. I have to share all this, of course. They sent the Sweetwater bus. For those of you guys don't know, Chuck Surak started Sweetwater out of his bus. It was like a little portable recording studio. I feel pretty bad because I probably should be reading the official thing on Sweetwater's website. So what I'll do is I'll link it down below if you want to know the official story. The reality is that I heard this story once, and I'm doing it from memory, which was that Chuck Surak started. The reason I remember the story is because Sweetwater's a $1 billion giant, the world, one of the world's largest music stores in the world, just massive in every way. And the man who started it, who's self-made, literally started it out of this like Volkswagen bus, I think it was a recording studio, and he would just go. So yeah, it says right here. Look, we can read it. It says, "Can you believe Sweetwater got its start in a Volkswagen?" It's true. Chuck Surak founded Sweetwater in 1979 as a mobile recording service. See, my memory does do well. Thank you for the bus, and nicely enough, it's for ages 3 and up, so I'm good. All right, what do we got going on here? Hold on a second, because this pedal was shipped. It has a little bit of stuff moved around on it. Okay, so let's pull the pedal board out. I'm gonna drop this box, I know it. Okay, and one of these come undone, so we'll fix that right now. That happens sometimes. We have a Temple pedal board with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 pedals on it. We're going to talk about that. More importantly, let's start with the pedal board. This is the Temple pedal board. If you guys don't know, I've been a huge fan of Holy boards over the years. So you guys remember those videos. I did a video called How to Live a pedal board that you can live with that doesn't, you know, with the dog. I forget, I'll put the link down below. But it's basically talking about the fact that I use zip ties on my pedals instead of Velcro. I've never used Velcro. And shortly, I did that. I used those pedal boards, Holy boards, forever until this year when I switched over to Temple boards. Temple boards have these brackets. We'll talk about that. But I use zip ties, although the brackets work great too. But again, I like the zip ties. So how are these on here if they don't use Velcro? Well, like I said, because of these holes, you can do zip ties. When I do the review of my other Temple board, I'll be showing you the zip ties. But they sell these plates right here. There's different adapter plates. There's 3 different sizes. Again, I'm doing off memory because I'm not really reviewing the board, but I've done so much online research on the board. These adapter plates, they stick on with adhesive, so it's like Velcro, except for no dog hair sticking on it. Anyways, this plate goes on, and then there's this screw on the back, right? Little flathead piece right here, and you can obviously stick this anywhere on the board, and you just run the screw, and then you just turn this, and it locks back on. So very cool. So for those of you who want really neat looking boards and don't want to deal with Velcro, there's the adapter plates. I think these plates run about $3 a whack. I remember not thinking they were ridiculous, although, you know, Home Depot zip ties are super cheap. So that's why I use those. The other thing that's interesting about this pedal board that I just noticed is that it has a Chuck's power supply on it. And that's interesting because I just got a Chuck's power supply for my other Temple pedal board, so I didn't know that's what they used. And so in the video, which I'll put a link down below for, where you get to see all the videos where they did, Sweetwater did, talking about this, they talked about how clean all the power supplies and all the power sounded, and they were really impressed. Well, I just got one of these power supplies for that reason, and I have to tell you the same thing. I've been using battery supply power forever. I've really never used any kind of powered supply. The Chuck's, I hope I'm saying it right. I heard it said Chuck's, but I think they were saying Chooks or something, but I think it's Chuck's. Anyways, it's the power supply. So they're using the same power supply I was lucky enough to not only be part of this event, but Natalie and I, we've been friends for many years before she worked at Sweetwater and before I did YouTube. Think about that. And Natalie was nice enough. She did it for a lot of YouTubers, but she let me see some of the pedal boards and said, is there any particular boards you're interested in? Kind of give me your top faves, you know what I mean? So she didn't want to send me a section of the pedal board I wouldn't be interested in, because she wants me to use it. She wants me to enjoy it. And so I picked this, and I'm going to talk about the pedals on it and then why the decision I picked this pedal board, which I think is going to be fun. All right, like through the magic of editing, it's all set up. So basically what we have going on here is we have my Gibson Gold Top Les Paul running into a PRS cable into this board that we talked about earlier. Another PRS cable coming out into my Princeton, and then I'm mic'd up with my Zoom, I think it's the H5. So again, I won't edit or post EQ any of this that we're hearing, so you can get an idea of how it sounds. So let's give you some clean. That's what we're going to sound like. We're going to start with one of my favorites, the SD1. I did a video about this before. Without a doubt, one of my favorite distortion pedals of all time. I use this pedal, the SD1, I've said this before, as the control. In other words, I've always used this pedal. I can always get a good sound out of this pedal, and you can find this pedal anywhere $50. So it's a great way to, like, hey, this is what $50 can buy you, and then any pedal that you get that's like this needs to be better than that for more money. Obviously, I think that's a good way to look at that. Next we have up is the Blues Driver. So now we have the Catalinbread. What I love about this is that this is where we don't get to talk about this. This pedal, regardless of how it sounds, it reacts really good to staccato attack. So like the Blues Driver, it's tight, don't get me wrong. It's a little dry, it's not really saturated, but it sounds really good on those open chords. Like where this Catalinbread sounds really good. And it's tough when I compare them because we really need to fatten up the Catalinbread. And I can tell because it makes you kind of dig in harder because of the way it sounds. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the Keeley Red Dirt. I'm gonna set off, of course, the controls just to get an idea of this. A lot darker already. That tone control is really intense. I mean, that's pretty warm, and that's definitely bright. So let's go to the one of the biggest anticipation. I'm actually the nervous about this. So we turn it on. This tube glows. It's a little blue. And it's really crazy because the tube dims and brightens depending on how you use it. So you have a tone, drive, and level just like a normal tube screamer, but then you have this mix control. We know the BE-OD is one of my very first videos I ever did on my channel is the BE-OD. Let's turn it up. This is the metal in a box. I run my settings pretty much straight up. I want to compare the Dracarys because the Dracarys is a pedal that you know, I think that kind of fits in that world. Let's check it out. First thing I want to tell you, it's so funny how I really like the switch that Dracarys uses, that Wampler uses. It's funny, these are made in the same facility, but it's weird how Brian has spoke about this, that doesn't matter that they're made in the same facility, they're spec'd out so differently. I agree with that now, especially comparing two pedals that are generally made in the same facility, but really automatically just feel different in how they feel. Okay, so let's go to the JHS. Now this is this one. Same thing, let's run the volume. Let's get there's a dirt and a clean. So this is cool. If you switch to clean, you just get the treble bass and the volume. If you switch to drive, now you're gonna get that control. unfortunately for the Friedman Motor City, I feel bad because this has got the most hype in my head because I've heard so much about it. Oh. I'm not going to say the F word, but it's great. Yeah, there's no winners, but that wins. That's fun. Last, we have the Walrus Audio 385. So I'm sure some of you guys want me to rate them, like what was my favorite to least favorite. I don't know if I'll do that. So let me tell you a couple of things. First, the Motor City Drive lived up to the hype. And I got a lot of hype on this. So you know, I was a little ready to be disappointed a little bit. So I'm very impressed. And actually, you know what? It's a lot smaller. It's big, but it's smaller than I thought it was going to be. In real life, I thought it was huge, like the old Mesa Boogie pedals and stuff, out of control. So very cool. So very impressed with the Motor City Drive, for sure. Definitely impressed with the Dracarys, for sure. That one for a high gain metal pedal. Oh, and I mean, you know, I like the Horizon stuff, but this just was killer. The Keeley Red Dirt, again, definitely lived up to all the comments I've been told. You know, very, very cool, for sure. Of course, you know, the Super Overdrive and the Blues Driver, they're standards, and those are really great. Of course, I prefer the SD1, as I've said many, many times. I like them both. I use them both. I prefer the SD1. The JHS, I was really impressed. This is something that I never saw coming. I thought this was going to be kind of different than it was. It was really cool how it had just a light touch overdrive. The Catalinbread, which is really interesting because I've owned and own a couple Catalinbread pedals, and I've always really liked everything from Catalinbread. This was okay. I liked it okay, but it wasn't what it wouldn't be anything I would be looking for in the market, but fantastic as a put together pedal. What I was really impressed with this Walrus Audio pedal, it was really, for an unassuming little box, it was pretty impressive. It was really cool. The Friedman BE-OD is very good as well, but I would prefer the Dracarys now, playing the two. But that's also because I really prefer the Dirty Shirley to this. This is all stuff I just thought I would share with you guys. The last on the thing is the new Tubescreamer. It was really cool, and it was as good as I had hoped it would be. In other words, like I hope it's at least this good. It is definitely as good as I hoped it'd be. It is not better than I hoped it'd be. So I hope you had fun on this video. This was a little different. I thought this was cool. I got to check out some pedals that I wasn't familiar with. It was really neat to do this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you maybe enjoyed some of the pedals. You can put in the comments what pedal was your favorite and why, and what reaction of mine maybe shocked you the most, whether you thought I would like it or dislike it. I want to definitely thank Sweetwater for sending this out. As always, this channel is about having fun. I had some fun. I hope you did too. And until next time, know your gear. Last, we have the Walrus. It's a Walrus. Last, we have the Walrus Audio